top of the table. But before that, we have an extra treat for you in store as we bring you the England colleges against the Scotland under-18s. It's live and exclusive here on Premier Sports, so stay with us here for a fantastic feast of rugby league action kick-off just moments away. So live here at Spotland in Rochdale, a lovely afternoon as it is. A few dark clouds early on, but here are the two sides. We've got England colleges against the Scotland under-18s. And as ever, for the coverage, Brian Noble's with us. And Brian, whatever level, international, especially against Scotland, always special.
Oh, good afternoon, everybody. And it's absolutely no doubt that people enjoy their international rugby league in whichever shape or form it comes. And the pinnacle of anybody's career is to represent your country. And you can see how much already, we're just looking around the crowd, and when we see the players on their faces, how pumped they'll be for this fixture.
A couple of these players playing their international debut as well, and also the officials for today's game heavily involved in studies as well for this student international. Well, of course, we'll line up for the national anthems of both sides, and the first one will be the Scottish anthem, Flower of Scotland. The voices loud and proud from the Scottish under-18 side, and now God save the Queen. So a student international for you live here on Premier Sports. It's the England colleges facing the Scottish under-18s. We can take you through the team news ahead of the commentary live here on Premier Sports. So in terms of the England side, the backs, Jack Lazenby at fullback, Callum Dunn and Leon James on the wings, Dougie Foster, Sam Welsh in the centres, your halfback pairing of Joel James and Joe Pryor. As for the forwards for the home side, it's Danny Fallon at hooker with Ryan Kelsley and Michaeli Lloyd-Jones, the two props, Dale Cooper and Brad Hill, the second row, Ryan Lee at loose forward, and plenty of people on the bench as well. Unlimited substitutions for the student international. So as for the visiting Scottish side, Darren Love at fullback, Jack Feeney and Colin McKay on the wings, Ian Allen, Jordan Robertson in the centres, Alex Jobson and Louis Centre are the half-back partnership. As for the forwards, Joe Kirkup and Craig Fairfriend are the props, Martin McNiven is the hooker, Andy Mill, Oliver Murray second row, and loose forward Gregor Ramsey. As for the referees today, Ian Scott from Oldham, a student at Sheffield Hallam University, studying to be a chartered surveyor. And so here we are, Brian, a special moment for many people to represent their country. And England College is now about to get us underway in this student international.
Well, we saw in the build-up how much it meant to both teams singing the anthems to their full potential. This is when it counts. So the start of these games, whatever level of rugby league you play at and however you go about your business, everybody looks for a good start. Everybody looks this first set, this first carry of the ball and first kick-off.
Here we go then. England get things underway with this Student International live here on Premier Sports. And it's already tough defensive stuff from the England side.
Do you know what we'll see? We'll see all the championship rugby that we show and all the Super League that they watch and all the levels of rugby league will be played out. Their coaches watching and want to do the same as the top level do, so there'll be no different here. There might be a different level of skill, a different level of enthusiasm, a different level of physical attributes, but there's absolutely no difference in the way they have to go about their business. Rugby league's a running and a handling game, and we can't wait.
Dale Cooper, the 11 for England there, with strong challenge as Scotland come towards the end of their first set. Kick comfortably taken by Jack Lazenby. He goes on his first run. Met though by Gregor Ramsey. And that's tackle one for England in their first set of 6. So Danny Fallow, the man in the red scrum cap, the hooker. Joe Pryor, first receiver, has a run. Come on this shorter side. Finds the ground and quickly upon them, Scotland.
Looking to exploit a short side there, England, but didn't quite execute their skill properly, but their go forward play is okay.
Here's Dale Cooper. As Fallow in at dummy half then. Final play of this set for England. Did find the floor midway through, but they've seen it through to the end. Lovely kicks taken as well. The referee says
referee adjudged it's a knock-on, touch forward. Lazenby be real disappointed there. He thinks he's knocked it back and he was in for the first score. It wasn't Lazenby, in fact, it was Dougie Foster.
He was up there, wasn't he, Dougie Foster?
It was Lazenby competing for the ball, wasn't it? Tell you what, they're not missing these England forward packs.
Scotland back in possession then. Running it from dummy half, Martin McNiven from Scotland. There's Alex Jobson tackled in possession. Maybe centre, scrum half, 7. Kick from inside the 40. Behind the 20.
That's a 40-20, isn't it? Is it?
It's going to be signalled, the referee says.
Oh, get in, fabulous kick. Jobson leathered it, and the winger was a bit laissez-faire. Is that the right words? He just lets it go. He needs to show a little bit more urgency there. Did Leon James? Great chase from the Scottish right winger. That's a great kick.
Under a bit of pressure, weren't they? Close to their own line. The Scotland under 18 side here. But now we ball in hand on that 20-metre line as Ian Allen drives in, setting themselves up now centre field, and another strong run from Oliver Murray. Sam Heron caught in possession. 3 white shirts upon him though.
England defending really strongly there, Ian. Hard for them to establish any ruck speed. Oh, that's a good carry forward, but Craig Fairfield, is it? No, yes it is.
Couple of metres away then, the first time that Scotland have been near the line, sprinting it as well as they head out. Looks a little bit forward, but it's gone to ground as well.
Well, that's straight from the television. The no-look pass. Unfortunately, he didn't look who he was passing to, so he couldn't reclaim it. You've got to look to who you're passing, have some idea where they're going, but you can see what he's trying to do. Watch this. Gets the ball in his hand, and the lead runner, the person, the back row there was just in front of him. That was Oliver Murray. Didn't quite come off for Scotland.
So England will look to build away from their own line then. It's Dougie Foster, the lead City College student, Dougie Foster. So now they come again with Malachi Lloyd-Jones.
He looks useful, doesn't he, Malachi Lloyd-Jones? Strong, compact, good go forward. And this is not a small person either.
There's Ryan Kelsey of Wakefield College. So offered back now and a kick through. The chase is on. Finds touch. Scotland with head and feed.
Well, again for our viewers, that was outside the 40-metre exit area of England, so it doesn't count as a 40-20. Remember, you've got to be inside the 40 metres, and the ball has to leave the field of play having touched in the field of play outside in the opposition 20.
It's nice and sunny out there as well this afternoon, and worth saying
warm.
It's quite warm.
It's warm. It's going to be
there.
hard work for these guys.
I haven't brought my mobile weather stations. I can't give you an accurate temperature, but I think warm will do.
Our media guru, Gareth Walker, tells us it never, ever rains in Rochdale. Him
Not
being
so
a
far
local
today.
person, of course.
It's a penalty for Scotland on their 20. Marker's not square. Kick to touch, only finds him a few metres. Fairly windy as well out there today.
I think Scotland will be pleased with their start. They've had the majority of possession, haven't they? And they, with the penalty and the 40-20, which kept them in the lead. It was kept them in the lead territorially. But I just think one of the things they need to help each other on this ball carrying stakes. You can see that the England side are well versed in defensive techniques, and they look quite physical, don't they? Malachi Lloyd-Jones and Kelsey and Danny Fallow in the middle, they look pretty robust.
They come again with Andy Mill over halfway. Flat ball across. They're inside that 30-metre line now. Kick through, plenty chases on that far side for an England defence under pressure.
It's a knock-on, surely. It's another great result from Scotland from the kick.
Jack Lazenby was down for it. Reached down to the ball as it came through, trickling along the floor.
Is that down for it as in down with the hood, or went down to try and pick it up? Because he certainly dropped it in. I know you're a student at heart, Ian. You know all the phrases, don't you?
I wish I did. 10 metres away then, Scotland. Along the line they come. Here's Darrell Love. Nicely claimed by Colin McKay.
Strong England in the tackle. They've had to be early because Scotland have had all the ball. And
a little dance back round inside for Louis Centre. Gives it to Love again. They're trying to put the pressure and put him in touch. Keeps in field though. Now with Ian Allen. McNiven in at dummy half, fancies to go himself, tries to get himself through the middle though of Malachi Lloyd-James. No room there. Little step through, gets the ball away.
oh, one more pass and they're in the fringes. They were out there. I'm sure it would have been a score for Scotland.
Unfortunate slip from Ramsey. Up to the interception. Again, that was
knocked on again.
England arm in there.
Knock on from England, was it? Oh, they're loving this possession, Scotland, aren't they? Get another result from a kick. Knock on from the England player. They've got to make the most of it. They just lack a little bit of guile, don't they, at the moment, and the attacking stakes, the Scottish, but they've certainly had all the possession and all the field position.
Well, the defence has been reasonably firm so far from England. You've got to hold out another set, though. This is, of course, an England colleges side against the Scottish under-18s. Here comes Scotland again. Ian Allen tackled 10 metres out. On this shorter side now with McNiven. Steps inside. McKay just couldn't find his way through that time. So here's McNiven, misses one. Here's Ramsey. Switch round the back as well. Trying to barge their way over with Sam Heron. Nudging centimetres closer. Looking to go herself from dummy half. Let's say they got through. McNiven's down. The first try of the game goes away as Scotland. Couple of consecutive sets on that England defence, and eventually they find a way through. And it's the Scotland under-18s that take the 4-point lead here against the England colleges side.
Well, put that score down to Sam Heron. His carry gives McNiven this good field position there. A little bit of a show and go, a little bit of an overread from Dale Cooper, and he's in. You know, any good hooker can spot a hole from there. He hasn't got too far to go, and McNiven's no different. He's over. Great score.
McNiven plays for Stanningley, played for the under-18s in 2012 as well. Also played for Scotland in Scotland students in this year's Festival of World Cups in Leeds as well.
Well, I think Scotland needed this start here, and I think they've had all the field position, they've had all the territory, they've had all the results from kicks, but I think there's a lot more comes from this England team.
Here's the extra attempt then, a little bit of drift on the end of that one from Louis Centre, turns it into a 6-pointer.
The reverse swing there, wasn't there? Jimmy Anderson would have been proud of him.
And Scotland have 6 points to show for their early pressure.
Well, it's a good score from McNiven. He used his nous there and palmed Dale Cooper away and got himself over the line.
Former Hunslet Hawks man as well is McNiven. Scotland under 18s with that 6-point lead now against the Scotland coach Mark Centre. No doubt fairly happy with how his side's gone so far and delighted that they've got points on the board to show for it as well. So England get us back off and underway. It's missed by all the Scotland players. It may have been caught in the sun there with the sun down that end, but
I think that's a mixture of the sun and no communication and a cracking kickoff, because he spiraled it from the kickoff and it's wobbled in the air and nobody's decided to take the ball on, and so now they're immediately under pressure, this Scottish team. Let's see the measure of their defence now against this.
Here it is, that restart.
Yeah, it's wobbling around there, and mine, yours, yours, mine, yours, 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 yours. Goal line dropout is the result.
So the pendulum swings back in England's favour as they receive the ball now from the dropout. So they'll manage to put a bit of pressure on this Scotland line. And there's Ryan Kelsey, Wakefield College player.
Big boy,
having a drive at that Scotland line. He's held onto it well. 30 metres away now. Fallow of the Wigan Academy off that left-hand side to Malachi Lloyd-James. Making good metres in this next set, England. Has a go himself this time, Fallow. Ryan Kelsey pushes on. On that shorter side. Nice hands. Step inside as well. And a score for England. They made it look easy in the end. Dougie Foster down in that right-hand corner, just using hands to spread the play out to the right-hand side. An early bit of pressure. And with an extra 2 points from a conversion, they'll be back level at the moment, Scotland, with that 6-4 lead.
Well, it's a lovely executed play from the England team and straight from the practice field. Unfortunately, Jordan Robertson comes in on the lead run, the person who doesn't get the ball, and it's good hands in the end from the England players. Ryan Lee, Hunter Foster, who has an easy job. That's the money ball there from the England.
Not an easy
13.
kicking.
Not in these conditions, Ian. No, I agree with you. Needs to put a little bit of a reverse swing on it, like Centre did. So he's taking his time.
Yeah, carefully lining up on the tee over on the far side. From what we feel here on the television commentary position, it feels like that he's going to be kicking into the wind. Taking his time. Just dragged across the face of it by the luck of it, unsuccessful. So Scotland keep that 2-point lead, but within just a minute of Scotland going ahead, England were back on the score sheet themselves. That was the kick that went through on the full. It forced a dropout, didn't it, which led to lovely play from England.
It's good hands, isn't it? Lee, and straight out of the practice field, Lee, and releases.
There's the England coach, Dean Reacher, consulting his notes. And Scotland to get us back underway here on Premier Sports for this Student International.
Well, they're trying their best, England, for the Scottish team, aren't they? They've had a couple of fumbles down that end, Ian, and giving the Scots a bit of field position, and you'll be disappointed with that Lazenby. I'm sure it's Lazenby with the catch here, is it? Yeah. Certainly is. And,
Callum Dunn, yeah.
Great kick-off.
So Scotland then now Back in possession, the little kick through, it's teasing, there's a chase on. Colin McKay, I think quite have the legs to get there, but not a bad kick from Louis Centre. Well, stretching that defence.
It's a great idea, but it's poorly executed, which play one kick from a scrum. Am I a fan? Of course I am. If everybody's on the same song sheet and we every chance, I just didn't think the execution of kick didn't give. But it's nice to see this, you know, the latitude in thinking and the way that they're prepared to chance their arm at that part of the field, the Scots. They've obviously seen that it's difficult to break this England line, so the coach feels an early kick is on. I just worried that the execution wasn't as good as it could have been. There's Kelsey with an offload that releases.
Fallow comes away with it.
Well, Fallow and Malachi Lloyd and Kelsey, obviously because they carry the ball early and touch the ball early, have been the ones that have been prominent in this England team. Obviously Foster's had a couple of darts, and the loose forward Lee looks a real handy player.
Doing it down the middle that time, England. The kick through. Favourable bounce as well with the chasers on. There's a bit of communication there, and they get down again to the England side. Just to the side of the sticks there. The little teasing kick over the top. The favourable bounce back towards that England line. And England now with a 2-point lead. A couple of quick tries in succession. Here it is. Kick goes up. Right in between the two back men for Scotland.
Well, it's a terrific kick, you have to say. And is it Lazenby or is it Dunn that comes up with the score at the end? Is there a little knock on there?
Callum Dunn.
There's a little knock on there, if you ask me, Ian. Let's have a look at this. Yeah. It's Callum Dunn that comes up with a score in the end, and he'll be mighty relieved, because remember, it was Callum Dunn who was featured on the wing, and he came up with the error at the other end of the field that gave Scotland that field position, so he'll be feeling a whole lot better about his game.
Callum Dunn from Halifax at Calderdale College. Here's the extras. This will be slightly easier than the ones from before, but tricky in these conditions. But Sales straight between the H's, and 6 points for that one. 10 points to 6. England leads Scotland after just over a quarter of an hour.
Well done, Callum Dunn. You're on the score sheet, son. I've got to say, I'm really impressed with the kicking of it. Joe Pryor, his kickoffs and spirals, but I think there was a knock on there, and Scotland are hard done to. Where's the video referee when you need one? That's another knock on.
See a little knock on from England.
They're getting some great result from kicks of Scotland.
Once again, they're targeting
Foster,
Dougie Foster over there.
I'm sure they're targeting him. They can target anyone on the right-hand side. They've got a. There it is, clearly a knock-on from Foster. Callum Dunn's come up with, and Lazenby's come up with one, so they're having a fair result ratio.
Well, we saw a kick, didn't we? First play off the scrum last time. Didn't quite work out in their favour. This time Scotland having ball in hand with Ian Allen. Another charge. This time from Greg Fairfield. There's Heron trying to back his way over. Edging there.
He caused the problems last time, didn't he, Heron?
Nice little dummy. Centre just scampering through the gap. Just quickly then closed down on him. They're putting pressure on that England line. It's a flat ball along. No room for Murray either. Looking to go on that short side. He lost the ball as well. It's come away. And England will have head and feed on their own 10.
Well, we said at the start of the game, didn't we, Ian, that England are very, very strong defensively, and it's on the back of a couple of Heron carries. They've looked a bit dangerous, Scotland, but they have to find some guile, because I don't think they're going to break this England line physically.
So England with the head and feed on their own 10. Looking to get back down the other end of the field. Tackling from Scotland. Louis Centre in there with Ian Allen. Once again, as Dale Cooper tries to get away. No real room there in that blue defence. 3 strong tackles so far, but Ryan Lee just driving those legs through. gets the extra metres. A couple of runners for the England side as they're on that 40-metre line now inside their own half.
They're worried now.
There goes the kick. It's inside that 40. Nicely tracked back.
Well
Kept
done.
his eye all the way.
Yes. Well played, Colin Mackay. Was it Mackay? No. It's
Jack Feeney,
Jack
I
Feeney.
think.
Thank you, yeah. And a penalty. They're not having to work too hard, are they, Scotland, to get out of their own half, other than the drop ball where I thought they were unlucky. I thought it was a clear knock on and offside in essence for the last English try. You know, Scotland and England have managed to help this Scottish team establish some field position. Just got to establish some direction as to how they're going to break this very, very vigorous English defensive line. Another penalty.
Quick penalties for Scotland. Offside at the tap, the England defence. So more meters for free for the Scottish under-18s. Taken the lead, the Scottish under-18 side. Well, 2 quick tries from England in a couple of minutes, and now play has been used off the interchange as well. Ryan Lee, the 13 for England in the tackle there. As they spread play this time, Scotland. There's a fullback joining the action. Darrell Love gets it away to Ramsey.
A little bit more threatening the Scottish team there, but just couldn't quite execute the skill. Centre fancies a go himself, and his show and goal play. Just need people around him to try and take a defender off.
It's a little forward.
Yeah.
Well, so says the referee. Oliver Murray.
He hasn't quite got the grip of this no-look pass, has he? I think the timing's all out, and it's
That's a couple of
Murray
times
this
that
game. Yeah.
Murray's gone through.
Yeah, watch again. Yeah, you're not allowed to pass it forward, son. It's about a metre forward, wasn't it? I love the no-look pass. Do you?
It's never worked for me, Brian.
No, it never worked for me as well. That's what a face like I had. But we do love a no-look pass, don't we?
They do look good.
They look great when they come off. They look a bit daft when they don't.
England building away now from their own line. Scotland defence still keeping the intensity high.
That was a great tackle from centre, because he was going to get his hands free and offload the ball there. Tom Garrett.
There's Troy Anderson, who started on the bench for England.
Garrett's a big boy, isn't he? He's from Halifax.
Fallow at dummy half. Unconventional switch round, but it's paid off for England. Now inside that Scotland half, the England Colleges side. Littleton kick over the top. Couple of chasers, the pressure's on, but another nice take from Jack Feeney over on the far side for Scottish under-18s. Back in possession.
He's had some stuff to clear up, hasn't he, Feeney? And he's done the job really well.
Plays for East House Panthers, does Jack Feeney, on his international debut as well. Going well so far in that Scottish under-18 side. On the run with Gregor Ramsey. The run doesn't go too far, though. Now here's Darrell Love.
Nearly got himself in the free and easy then, did Darrell. He was another step and he was gone.
Centre kick under pressure, high into the sky. It's going to be a test there for Jack Lazenby, but this time comfortably taken. He's round a couple of men as well.
Handled it well, caught it well, and returned it with interest, didn't he? Had no right to get that far, but
kept it fighting, and here comes Leon James. His brother's on the bench, in fact, number 17, Luke. Twins. So pressuring that Scotland line again.
are they identical?
Here's Troy Anderson.
Oh,
Got themselves a penalty.
Trust Scotland to transgress. What was he transgress for here? Not square at marker, I think, is the call that the referee's given. Very clear, yeah, not square. There he is, great signal.
So pressure on from 20 metres. The England under-18s now. Sorry, the England colleges side. It's against the Scotland under-18s. The ref's not happy, so bringing it back into the second quarter of the game now. Scotland, who had taken the lead. Now England back on the charge. There's Ryan Lee.
He's played quite well, hasn't he, Ryan Lee? He's handled the ball well and
through hands,
good
men
ball.
over as well. Nice charge for the corner. Celebrationary drive as well from Jack Lazenby. England again just stretching that Scotland defence. Couple of men extra over on this left-hand side. Lazenby it is with a dive for the finish.
well, 9-7 to 6. Pryor's the architect in chief. Great carry forward from Lee and England on the ball out the back. Out to the playmaker Pryor, nice little set play and move. Everybody gets their timing right, and he won't score an easier try. Jack Lazenby, nice finish, lovely finish. Nice work from Pryor, squaring up at the line, takes a shot himself. Just gives it this simple run-in for Jack Lazenby. They look proficient, don't they? You got James and Pryor, the halves, and Lee chiming in and getting around the field, and obviously Danny Fallows looked really strong at 9, and all Lazenby has to do is chime in as a fullback, and the shape of the team, that means the way that they fill the field and own real estate is really good.
So here's Joel James from St Peter's Sixth Form College, who will attempt the extras. England have kicked 1 from 2 so far. One's just been dragged on the inside of that post. So 1 from 3 so far for the home side, but a 14 points to 6 lead for England.
They look very good and very efficient in the attacking zone, don't they? In the red zone, whatever you want to call it, where the dangerous. Pryor's the key. He goes at the line and squares up and challenges the Scottish defence to try and solve that problem, and they're trying to solve it at the moment by going in to solve the players. And if England keep their shape and hold their width, then there's always going to be numbers over on the fringe.
So Scottish side, they started this game with the better side, really. Had a lot of the opening pressure in the first 10 minutes or so. Now here comes Tom Garrett for England.
Well, this is not to be disrespectful, Ian, but I think you can clearly see with the English team their familiarity with the game, if you like, the way it's played now at the moment, and the shape and their passing ability. And I think some of the Scottish, but they're giving a little bit of ball away there, which is good for the Scottish team. And the element of, is naivety the right word with Scotland? No, I don't know if anybody plays rugby league regularly in Scotland. Obviously, there are some players that do, but is there a smattering of actually, Scottish nationals that don't play the game regularly? You can see the element of naivety. I might be way off the mark, but that's the way it looks and it appears on our screens.
They're inside that England half now. Scotland under 18s. There's Ian Allen. That wind does pick up. Switching it back round, and a nice drive. Strong stuff from that Scotland line.
Oh, good carry. Nearly poked his nose through there, didn't he? Nearly broke the line, and so good strength there, Murray.
The drive as well, making good meters now, this Scotland under 18 side. Just meters away now, his centre. Just couldn't find the hands, could he, of Gregor Ramsey. England bring it away. It's gone to ground, though. Hands in there. Knock on, says the referee. So he'll scrum down, and England will have the head and feed.
I think he played the advantage rule there, didn't he? The free play. Because Scotland obviously knock on there, so it's play on. And England players trying to make the most of that, and Tom Garrett trying to release everybody else. So they had a free play, so it didn't matter that England knocked on at the end there. Just to get the ball back at the scrum at the place of the original infringement. He's away.
Oh, they go down that right-hand side. Nice little run from Dougie Foster.
Oh, Foster, is it?
Scotland put the tackle on, though. It's again with Callum Dunn. Got Jack Swarbrick now in at dummy half for England, using the fresh legs as well.
Gosh.
Flying out the line, Scotland, but the
good job Centre got to Pryor then, because he was gone. Well, it was a risky ploy, but he got there in the end, didn't it?
There goes Brad Hill. As his legs taken away. 5 tackles used up for the England side then. They want it over on this left-hand side. They kick over the top. There's extra men as well. Can they find this little pickup? Has he kept it in? Touch judge Leon James.
Leon James,
he
put a foot in touch. Was it in touch? Oh, unlucky. Great kick. Let's have a look. Pryor again, that's architect in chief, and Colin Mackay.
Absolutely right.
Did he touch the sideline? We'll play the scrum. That's what the rules say.
I think that was Jason Woodman, the touch judge on this near side from Halifax, trainee accountant himself, who spotted that one. Great spot. Here he is, Jason Woodman. Thought he was in, didn't he, Joel James? But not that time. Here comes Scotland as the sun shines once again. Strong defensive stuff from England this time, keeping them well penned in. So a kick now from deep inside their own half from Scotland. Another bounce as well, which slightly foxes Lazenby. Picks it up though, and he had a good run last time, didn't he? Couldn't get away from that time. Has literally his collar taken away.
It's the Lazenby Dunn show, isn't it? One follows the other, truck and trailer. If it's not done, it then Lazenby, and then now the big truckers, the big boys, the big engines.
Tom Garrett's offload there in the hands of a Scotland player. The idea was there. He saw the runner, just couldn't quite get the momentum on the ball to get it the distance. Another run from Oliver Murray.
Well, Scots truly are brave hearts at the moment, aren't they? But they find it difficult to penetrate this very, very strong English defensive line. And here we go. There's a bit of footwork as well from the big number 10, Craig Fairfield. Even he can't make a dent on this English line, but here we are. It was an opportunity.
Here's Darrell Love.
Maybe the pass play was on there for Darrell Love. Last tackle.
Says turnover. 5 tackles, or 6 tackles used up. It's just stopping the clock.
Yeah, I think we've got an injury centre field, haven't we? It's I'm not sure which Scottish player it is. Oh, it's centre.
Louis Centre.
Could do with him on the field. He's been the architect in chief. I think he's not going to play anymore further part. I think it's like a twisted ankle or a knee or something.
He's played well so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's gone great. I think that's the last we'll see of him this afternoon, but
Louis Centre of East House Panthers. Represented Scotland under 16s back in 2009 and the 18s for the last couple of years. In 11 and 12, former Hull Academy player as well. So taking a bit of a knock, so may not see him later on. The changes for Scotland, back off and underway. Malachi Lloyd-Jones, is it? He's trying to find his way through. Penalty for England, though, offside. So inside the Scotland half now for the England side, who won a 2-match series between these sides last year, 2-0. They've had a winning start as well to the year so far, playing an RFL representative side.
Oh, here's Bembridge, another replacement from the bench. Another big boy, physically athletic. Swarbrook is it, the replacement hooker at 9. Trying to hurry things up, but Pryor has been... Yeah, oh, there's a knock-on.
It's a little forward as well, as it found Dom Horne. Referee brought it back.
The coach will be reminding this England team a little bit about execution at half-time. They'll kick them on the shins and say, listen, everything Scotland have had, we've probably given them. And that's not disrespectful to the Scots, but, you know, England do look a really efficient, organised team, and I've been mightily impressed with young Joe Pryor. He's running this team pretty well.
Dom Horne with the tackling for England, as now they come Scotland with Ian Allen. Should I mention as well that Louis Centre, who came off for Scotland, is the son of the coach.
I was going to ask you that and see, they're good or not. He's given an obstruction there, the referee, and I don't think it was, because he didn't impede when they defend. Anyway, he's given a penalty to England here, and they'll get some field position. And yep, I thought there might be some family ties when I saw the name of the coach and the name of the halfback that gets them all around the field. That's a great kick.
A great kick as well.
Wow. Yeah, he's adjudicated here that there's...
this is the injury for Centre.
Oh, is that Centre, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, feels a dead leg maybe when just getting back to his feet. Took a knock in the tackle. England now pushing on 10 metres away. Here's Tom Garrett, the Brighouse player, barging his way to a few metres away from the line. Swarbrick stands at dummy half. Out to their right-hand side, and there's a man free. Touchdown underneath the sticks as well. Just carving through that Scotland defence. Another try for England. 5 minutes to go before half-time. The 4th try of the afternoon for England.
Well, I think it's Dom Horne with the score. I don't think he'll score an easier try. Boom. He doesn't have anything to do. He runs straight through a hole that he could drive a truck through, and all Joel James had to do was place it on a sixpence, put it out there on the dinner plate for me, and Dom Horne in, and won't score an easier try, and that opens up the gap, obviously, between England and Scotland, and somebody's over miscommunication that, and Dom Horne again.
Yeah, Dom Horne from Huddersfield New College. Plays at Underbank Rangers as well. Touching down for England's 4th try. Here's Joel James with another conversion attempt. Just 1 from 3 so far. I've mentioned the wind this afternoon. It's quite changeable out there as well. Keep getting flashes of sunlight. But successful this time. 20 points to 6. England colleges lead the Scotland under-18s. It's been a fairly close contest. I guess Scotland's initial burst of momentum, initial burst of possession got them the points, but it's been tit for tat since.
All James has to do is run at the line, draw a defender, simple 2-on-1, and as I said, Dom Horne has probably scored quite a few difficult tries in his life. That'll be one of his easier ones.
So Scotland will be looking for a good few minutes to end this first half live here on Premier Sports. Of course, don't forget later on live here at Spotland we've got Rochdale against Oldham, the local derby in Championship 1. Right now it's England colleges against Scotland under-18s. No knock-on this time from the restart. Seen a few of those from England so far, and a nice strong run, but the ball's lost
Great
in the
carry,
tackle.
Great tackle.
Just saying about losing the ball so early in the tackle count from receiving that ball, and that's something they'll look to tidy up second half.
They've done it a few times, haven't they, England? They've been at times Scotland's best player with what they've been doing. I think they've been 5, 6, 7 efforts at that end of the field to give Scotland some field position, and he's beaten 1, he's beaten 2, but then he runs into traffic and 3 or 4 people in, and that's like a car crash. He ain't going to come out of that without a spill. Scotland
with a bit of territory pushed back a couple of metres on the first tackle of this set. Just firing it in just a little bit too far behind Jack Swarbrick. Sorry, behind Gavin Reid. Here come England then up towards halfway. Let's go down pitch side, shall we say afternoon to Natalie Quirk for the first time today.
Well, good afternoon. Well, we saw Lewis Centre make his contribution to the game a little bit earlier with that conversion, but it looks likely that he won't be making any more of a contribution because he's sat on the floor, as you can see there, with the heavily strapped with ice. He's pulled his hamstring there, looks in quite a lot of discomfort. He's had some painkillers, but we're unsure at the moment whether we're likely to see him back out there again.
Thank you, Natalie. Sam Welsh with the offload to Jack Lazenby. Got a reset tackle count for England, and here they drive now, looking to force the way over. A strong run.
It's taken 5 people to stop Benbridge there. His legs kept pumping. He was carrying everybody over the line. He definitely wanted to score there and held up over the line, so it's a play the ball at the 10 metres.
Spreading it again. They've done this before and they've had men over. It looks like they've done the same again on that right-hand side. Touching down, Callum Dunn. Seen him a hand in a couple of things that England have done so far today. Just spreading the play, stretching that defence, and a touchdown on the right-hand side. Stretches England's lead just before half-time.
Well, it's a shift play after the Benbridge carry, so it's prior to his new partner in crime, which is Jake Smith, and all they have to do is get it out to Foster, and we've seen what he can do in the finishing stakes. So Foster passes it on to his partner in crime there, which is Callum Dunn. And this is his second score, is it?
Second score for Dunn, yeah. It's from Halifax, is Callum Dunn, Calderdale College. King's Cross Park is the community club that he plays for. He's played the Halifax under-20s as well for the last 2 years. There's Joel James lining up the extras as well. From Cornwall is Joel James, one of a number of southern representatives in the side, playing with Gloucestershire All Golds as well. In the tricky conditions again, just dragged it across the front of the sticks. 24 points to 6 as we approach the final seconds of this first half.
Lionel Hurst at the All Golds down there in Gloucestershire will be mightily proud of it. He's got 7 or 8 players in this squad from his team, and all the hard work that goes on in the southwest region, which is a really growing area for rugby league, and to represent the colleges and to have the name mentioned and to get this representative's badge on their sleeves is really thrilling for all involved.
The short kick-off from Scotland just was claimed comfortably. It's taken by England, but the referee's given a penalty to the home side. So a kick to touch, and we have the final seconds then of this first half. From Scotland here, later Rochdale against Oldham in Championship 1. This is a student international. It's the England colleges against the Scotland under-18. So England with that half-time lead now, just looking to finish with a flurry as they charge down this left-hand side. A couple of men over. Can they squeeze in the corner? Has Leon James got a ball down over in this corner? The referee says no. And it's half-time.
And the referee's right. He dropped it. He should have scored in the corner there, but he didn't, which gives Scotland that half-time finish.
Well, Scotland it was who took the early lead here in this game at Spotland, but England have come back with a few tries of their own to lead at half-time by 24 points to 6. Analysis is next.
Next Friday, the London Scholars and North Wales Crusaders meet in a rematch of last month's Northern Rail Bowl final, with the Scholars out for revenge.
North Wales Crusaders are down, they are. Tommy Johnson.
Kingston Press Championship 1, next Friday, live on Premier Sports.
Try Tag Rugby, a fun and social 7-a-side non-contact version of rugby. Play in weeknight leagues all across London and Reading. Suitable for all levels with men's, ladies and mixed leagues. And regular parties, tours, festivals and social events. Visit trytagrugby.com and get tagging.
I'm going to show you how to get this big textured look. Separate into sections of about 2 inches. Curl up. I'm also going to use Tousled Style Spray. Could brush it out a bit more. And to get this look, I started with a texturizing shampoo, ready for the instant oomph powder. Get this style and others online. Express yourself with VO5.
LoveRugbyLeague.com is the ultimate home on the web for rugby league news, stats and live scores. Join in the debate on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Show off your knowledge and win prizes in our fantasy league and tipping competitions. Keep up with everything Rugby League on our mobile app, available on iPhone and Android. Love Rugby League is your rugby league home on the internet. Visit LoveRugbyLeague.com today.
League Weekly, the super newspaper bringing you super coverage of our super sport. Faster than a speeding Josh Charleyman, more powerful than a Burgess brother, and able to break huge stories in a single article. With reports by your favorite superheroes from all over the rugby league world. Is it a newspaper? Is it a website? It's League Weekly, your #1 rugby league newspaper. Subscribe now or pick up your copy in newsagents this Monday.
Break up with lingering food. Keep an extra white bottle pack close by and help maintain your teeth's natural whiteness. Eat, drink, chew. Extra.
Welcome back to Spotland, where we have later on Rochdale against Oldham. Don't forget, of course, Championship 1 action from 7 o'clock, the local derby, as the Rochdale Hornets face Oldham. Oldham currently top of the table. They look to put themselves in a position in what is their final game of the Championship 1 season. And then it's up to North Wales Crusaders, in fact, for most to catch them towards the end of the season. But first of all, though, we've got a student international here at Spotland. It's the England Colleges against the Scotland under-18s. Half-time at 24 points to 6 England lead, Brian. And an entertaining contest so far.
Yeah, very much so. Scotland had the ascendancy early on, didn't they, on the back of a few handling errors from the England team, which gifted them field position. And if you're honest, you have to say that England looked the more proficient. You've obviously got a lot of players from the colleges team that they regularly rugby league in the local areas, but also that smattering of talent from the southwest and London and the southeast and things that is really encouraging. You know, future captains of industry playing their trade in rugby league, but the Scots won't give in, and that's one thing we're absolutely assured of. And a bit of a blow losing their half-back centre. It was getting them around the field and probing and darting around, but I'm mightily impressed with Pryor and James, the half-back pairing for England.
Well, as you said, Brian, we had plenty of tries, and it started with one for Scotland early on, and they had a lot of pressure early on, and it paid off, didn't it?
Well, I think it was Murray, was it? Not Murray, it was Heron with the big run, and then, like all good hookers,
McNiven it was, wasn't
McNiven.
it? Yeah.
That's right, the Stanley player dives over from dummy half, but right from the restart we see this unbelievable spiralling kick-off from Pryor, is it, and gives them the field position, and it's a straight running for Foster in the corner. Has to beat one man on the sliding defence, and they just look so strong when he won't score an easier try, Foster. We keep saying that with the England team, but they keep creating spaces on the fringes, which is, he has to step somebody, a little bit of a nibble from the Scottish halfback, which opened up the hole on the fringe for Foster to finish the play, which was super. And England were getting stronger, so it was that kick again that caused the problems. And I think, had Ian Smith been here, our video referee, we just might have gone to the video referee there. I thought there was a little bit of an offside and a knock on the play, but again, it's another huge hoof from Pryor. He's obviously been watching. I don't know if Danny Brough is one of his heroes in the game, but just thought there was a bit of a juggle there. And
that was Dunn's first try of the afternoon.
Well, we see a better angle of it here, and Dunn comes up with a finish, but I could have sworn that James had knocked it on in front into Dunn. But anyway, it counts now, and he'll be thrilled. You know, his parents and his family will be thrilled that he's over the line with a great score there. And this is where we see the England shape and their execution when they get it right. Pryor, the Arkansas chieftain, goes to the line, and Lazenby again in the free. It's a free running because they've managed to preserve some space on the fringe because of that man Pryor again. I thought it was what he did at the middle. He's playing really, really well, isn't he? Watch this as he goes at the line, squares up and commits 2 defenders in essence, because he's got a player outside him that they have to pay attention to and Lazenby in for the free score.
And we've seen that a couple of times from England, haven't we? They try to play a bit of rugby. They try to sort of put it through hands and sort of play some nice stuff.
Oh, I mean, that one, it won't be an easier try, will it? It's James again is on the other side of the field, and Dom Horn, pretty simple finish for him. And obviously Scotland get their numbers wrong there. They takes his eye off the boards a couple of times that young Alex Jobson's been caught ball watching on the fringes, but hey, they're a hard team to stop because they're really proficient and execute well, don't they, England? Here we see another example of it on the shift play. Scotland try their best to put the fire out on the fringe there, but they're all packed tightly, and England keep their shape and their width and own some field position. And as soon as Dan goes through James and through Pryor and Foster for his second score of the afternoon, Callum Dunn.
So 2 tries in the afternoon for Callum Dunn. They almost got one on the stroke of half-time, did England, but this was the final try-scoring action we saw in the first half. We're done with his second try of the afternoon for England, and that 24 points to 6 lead. So no doubt it's been a fairly good mood in the England college's dressing room. In fact, we can have a look in there now.
Right, OK, listen up. Listen now, stop all your eating and just listen, focus on me here. OK, first of all, well done. Well done. You scored some really good tries. Some real nice touches of rugby. So good stuff. Pat on the back for that. Pretty scrappy though in patches, would you agree? Yeah. You know, we're losing the ball in areas where we don't need to be losing the ball. A bit sloppy. OK, it might be the start, it might be the occasion. Just relax, relax. And do what you normally do. So we've got to improve on that. Every time we've got in their half, we've scored a try. OK, we've scored a try every time we've got in there. So that shows when we get the ball and we look after it, we're making easy meters up the middle. OK, we're making meters up the middle because we've got push off the ball, we've got variation around the ruck. We're getting down and playing the ball quick, and we're making some great decisions on the fringes. OK, so good stuff on that point.
That's Dean Reacher in the England college's dressing room. They know what they've got to do, more of the same.
Yeah, just clean up those early errors. You know, that I think he understands that Scotland have been in their half because of England, really. So clean up your act there in that respect, and he's already told them once you get in the right part of the field, you look good when you've executed your shape and what we've practiced to do. So not too many worries in the England camp, are there? They understand. They got a great reaction straight away. Yeah, we've been a bit scruffy, we've been a bit scrappy, so they'll want to clean that up. But I think at this age it's also important that they're given the remit to play and chance their arm a little bit and test their skills.
And what does Scotland do? Because they've had the opportunities, and you mentioned England have had some errors. They haven't really had it all their own way, but they haven't quite in that sort of latter stage of the first half been able to penetrate the England defence.
Well, that's one of their challenges, you know, that they don't have a lot of physical prowess, or should I say England have more physical prowess than the Scots at the moment, and so it's hard to play off slow play the ball because England are dominating in and around the ruck, and losing centre doesn't help. But simplify things, put the cart before the horse before the cart, so go forward first, and then we may have a chance to do something on the end of that, and that's what they'll be talking about, maybe an improvement in their kicking game.
Well, you mentioned centre as well. We can hear, of course, one centre on the field left with an injury, but his dad, Mark Centre, is the coach of the Scotland under-18s, and he's talking with Natalie.
Well, Mark, this is the 3rd consecutive year you've met in this fixture, and England providing a stern test again.
Yeah, they're going well. Nothing that we didn't expect them to do. That said, I think there's been some really positive parts we've done. Second half time, we've just said we need to tighten up our edge defence. That's obviously where we're being exposed. Hopefully we'll see a better second half from us.
How important are these games for the development of these players?
Hugely, hugely important. This is the first year we're going to play Community Lions as well. So this is a warm-up game, effectively, for a test match against Wales Community Lions. And no greater test than the colleges. They've always been put up a good fight against us, and they're doing the same again today.
Lewis going to sit the rest of this out now?
Looks like Lewis is done. I think he pulled his hamstring, but these things happen. but hopefully we'll bounce back for the next Test match.
Thanks, Mark.
OK, thanks a lot. Cheers.
That's the England under-18 head coach Mark Centre then with his thoughts ahead of this second 40 minutes. It's a lead that England have by 24 points to 6. Scotland had taken a 6-point-0 lead as well. As the England side await the ball in this second half, the second 40 minutes, as it was very warm and quite sunny in that first half as well. It's gone a bit cloudy, a bit cooler.
Never rains in Rochdale.
And the second 40 minutes are underway here at Spotland in the Student International. It's England colleges representing against the Scotland under-18 side. As here are the England colleges.
Two, move, all the way, hold, go, 2.
Brought away by Liam Marshall, another player who's had
hold, go,
the interchange for the England side. Pete Haynes, the latest carry, up to halfway for England. And then the kick through from Joe Pryor. Chase on down there, but covering Darrell Love, a full-back for Scotland. Oh, loses the ball.
He's pinched it off him 1 by 1. All I would say was he tackled. He's given the try, so he doesn't think so.
So it's a try early on for England. Looks like Liam Marshall, is it, who's charged down that left-hand side?
Well, he's flown down there. He's grabbed hold of, I think it's Darrell Love, and takes the ball off him. He's chased this for his life. Darrell Love gets there first and drops on the ball and doesn't quite clean it up, does he? Actually knocks it on, and great chase from Marshall, and thoroughly deserves his score. Good winger's try, gets it over the line. Love does his best, gets there, just can't quite clean it up. The ball goes from underneath him. Great opportunity to try.
We saw the England coach at half-time saying, look, we know what we've got to do, we've got to go out there, and that's exactly what he'd have liked from the opening play.
Yes, it was. Probably a bit not similar to what he was actually talking about, Ian. He was talking about shape and making errors. And well, they've capitalised on an error there from, well, not really an error. It's tough to call it an error for young Love. He's done everything right. He just, the ball, as the rugby ball does, went the wrong way.
So 28 points to 6, they've stretched their lead. The extra 2 would bring up 30. It's just again across the front of the sticks.
Well, I just think it's the radar that's out there. Change the kickers now. Dom Horn's the kicker. And he can't bring it home. And here's the kick. It's man Pryor again. He's onside Marshall. He's on the fly. He's chasing this, and Love's under pressure to clean it up, so he has to rush, and ball goes underneath him, and boom, Marshall scores the try.
A few fumbles in the pick-up from kicks from England in the first half down that end. Fumble again in the restart, but it goes backwards, so we're all good. Sam Welsh drives into that line.
Go, quicker 15. 2.
Now with Joe Ryder.
Hold, lads. Hold. Go, quicker Scotland, quicker. 0.
A bit of an error there from Ben Bridge. He's trying to release his centre and doesn't find the man. It gives Scotland their first go in attack now. Oh, gosh, that's a good tackle.
Hold.
That's a penalty, unfortunately, from...
off the side. You can't go around him.
It was Darrell Love in possession, wasn't it? With the,
I think was it Kane Dimich? Gives the penalty away. It's a great initial shot on the ball, and he tries to work his way around the body and stand up at marker, and that's keenness. That's nothing other than keen, because he whacked him real good with a shot. There's a better carry from a Scotland player.
And Sam Heron bouncing around that England defence.
He's been their best ball carrier, Heron. This guy's gone okay as well. Been a bit more direct, as we were asking the Scots to be initially.
4 white shirts around in that time. As Heron comes again, goes with the arm first of all.
Yeah, he's allowed to do that. Well, we've had the horse bit, now we need a cart.
Using those extra runners. Just couldn't keep hold of it, Jordan Robertson.
Well, they created an opportunity there, and a little bit better on the catch and pass stakes, and that might have been a full well a score to Scotland, and he's disappointed with himself, but he shouldn't be. It was a difficult one to take in from Robertson.
Robertson, the Aberdeen Warriors player.
Oh, got the good see you later there, didn't he? Home.
Stay on, boys. Okay, mate.
So England with the head and feet on their own 10.
Okay. 1, move, 10 metres, hold, go.
Looking to get it going again, isn't he, Swarbrick, dummy half.
2, move, wait, go, 2. Get 10, lads.
Swarbrick with a dummy this time. A little bit of space for him.
Look lively on his Swarbrick.
Go.
Now with Pryor, spots a gap himself and manages to get Liam Marshall away.
Jeez, good little player, Pryor.
Release it. 4.
Where's he plays football, Ian?
He's clear.
First run of that set for Scotland. Takes in Dom Horn and Tom Garrett together, as now the rain comes down here in Scotland.
Never rained.
Believe it or not.
Well, Gareth Walker didn't tell us the truth. That's play on, it went back. Good decision, sir. Never rains in Rochdale, so this mustn't be rain.
It's not snow.
4, movement. All the way, hold it. Hold, go, 4.
Up onto the 40 metres then, on that shorter side.
5, move, hold, go, 5. Kick it clear.
High into that rain in the sky here at Scotland.
Nice catch.
Luke James from Kirklees College. Lovely take.
Hold.
That'd be the brother of Leon, would it?
Go, 1.
It is.
He's twin.
Twin.
Are they identical? Can you tell them apart? Have they really swapped or just swapped numbers?
Hold, go, you're off 11.
Good carry. Oh, that's a shame. He's called Murray off the offside there as a referee and got involved in the tackle on Horn, and that's 3 yards for England now.
Oliver, you've got to make the 10, mate. Hold the 10, boys. Hold for the tap. Hold. Go. 1, move. All the way.
Pete Haynes charging through for England.
10, lads, come on.
And the previous play. Here's Pryor now. Again, has the support. Just on his shoulder.
0.
Here's Bembridge.
10, lads.
Haynes and Dimmick's a couple of compact players, aren't they? There's a penalty to here. All right. He's claiming it's a steal either way, and one wasn't right, so he's got the ball. Scotland's got the ball. It's one-on-one for me. The competition involved there. Tough call on England, that, don't you think? Tough call on Bembridge.
Hold it.
So 28 points to 6 it is. Just one score to England in this second half so far.
Hold, boys. Hold. Hold.
In this student international game.
Roll off, mate. Don't go around him.
That's a
Strong
good
stuff.
carry.
2.
A great carry.
Move. All the way. Hold it. Go. 2. Gone back.
Play on, it's gone back.
Kick it clear.
On play 2, he's kicking it, Murray. I think he's lost the plot.
Okay.
It's a fair tackle to back up his kick, but not sure Scotland needed that kind of play yet. They're just lacking that element of direction, aren't they, a little bit from...
Movement! 10 metres, come on.
Still
Hold
involved
it.
is Murray in the tackle.
Penalty.
Oh,
Just staying on a little bit too long there as he was in contact with Connor Jones. 10 metres as well, extra. Bit of the old verbals.
well, you're not allowed to gob off in this game, and Murray's given the referee a spray and that cost his team 10 metres and a kick, and in essence another 40 metres, so that's why discipline is so important in this game, Ian.
24 metres away then for England. It's another charge from Kane Dimmick.
Move! Go.
Swarbrick then
Great
offloading,
ball.
nice little ball to his right-hand side. Dom Horn's in the second try of this second half to further stretch their lead. They had 2 victories in this series last year. Looks like this one, at the moment, going comfortably their way.
Well, Dimic is the architect in chief. He gives Swarbrick with a quick play of the ball the opportunity to jump out of dummy half, and Horn again is in place. Dom Horn's in place, but Swarbrick's the bloke with the skill. Shows one way, goes the other, tracks a couple of defenders, and Dom Horn just has to hit the hole as hard as he can, and does that with his flashing red boots for his England kick. But the play before was the key. I think it was Dimic that went flying into the line and got a quick play of the ball.
The extras now will be attempted by Joe Pryor, a member of the Wigan Academy. Just squeezes it inside that post. So in terms of England altogether today, it's only the second kick they've had. The extra 2 stretch their lead to 28 points now. So we see Horn again. Nice little ball for it to put him in.
Well, good skill from Swarbrick. He does the hard work. But the play before was the one that did it. Dimic hit the line as hard as he could, played the ball quickly, which enabled Swarbrick to run out of dummy half. Jack Swarbrick.
Back underway then with Alex Jobson taking the kick. Bounces again as Pryor goes to take it.
1, move! Hold the line, boys! Hold, go! Cleaner rucks, come on! 2, move! Hold, lads! Wait! Go, 2.
And in fact, I think we can go down pitch side, go back down to Natalie, who's got a special guest of one of the brothers on the field at the moment. Natalie.
Yeah, with Jordan James, who's very closely keeping an eye on his brother Joel. He's missed a couple of kicks, but we won't hold that against him. You won't tease him about that, will you?
That's the first thing I'm going to say to him as soon as I see him after the game. No, he did all right that first spell, I thought. You know, put a couple of tries, set up a couple of tries, and obviously his kicking needs a little bit of work, but I think he'll pick that up. And yeah, no, he's a decent little player.
How much do you get time to do this? Come and watch your brother and maybe give him a little bit of advice.
Not as much as I'd like to, really. Obviously, he lives down in Gloucester, so obviously me being in Manchester is a little bit difficult. So, but whenever he gets to play up here, I always try and get along and watch him and support him as much as I can.
Do you remember how beneficial these kind of games were for you when you were training?
Yeah, they certainly were. You know, this is, you know, where they get their grassroots sort of rugby and get all the basics sorted, and you know, games like this, especially international level, is brilliant for the kids, and yeah, it sets them in good stead for the future.
For you as well, a difficult season at Salford, but how do you see things finishing, and how have you kind of enjoyed playing under Brian? He's only over at the gantry, can't hear you.
Yeah, right. There we go, Brian. No, yeah, no, it's been a difficult year. Obviously, we start with a bit of adversity, but you know, we've got a tight set group, and you know, I think we've come through it a lot better than what people thought we would, and you know, we managed to get a few wins under our belts, and we're just hoping that these sort of last 3 games we can get another couple. You know, we're certainly up for tomorrow night, and we certainly view, you know, Widnes and Castleford as ones that we should be looking at winning.
Jordan, we wish you all the best with that, and with the World Cup later on this year as well.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
It's quite diplomatic, that, wasn't it, Brian?
He was very diplomatic. I'm impressed. I might have to buy him a cup of coffee the next time I see him, or something like that. He's not as good looking as his brother. You can tell him that, Natalie, if you listen on the sidelines.
Scotland back on the attack. England did have some pressure, didn't they, down this right-hand side, but unfortunately Dom Horn lost the ball behind him, just crossed for a try, but couldn't get himself another, and the ball runs through now. Knock on from Scotland, so England will have head and feet inside the Scotland half. An extra pressure on Scotland playing off, and they haven't scored, have they, since the opening few moments when they took the lead to Scotland under 18 side. We should probably mention as well that over on this near side here, touch judge there, Corey McDonough, 15 years old, currently at high school in Huddersfield, but no doubt with a flourishing officials career, or officiating career ahead of him.
I hope so. At 15, he shouldn't have a problem with his eyesight, should he?
Don't start already, Brian. He's only 15.
15. He's wearing a green jumper, and he's got a flag. He's fair game. Never mind 15, he's fair game.
Dale Cooper loses the ball, but penalty, says the referee.
The game's getting a little bit scruffy now, Ian, because Scotland are trying everything to try and disrupt England, and England have got involved in the scruffiness and are just looking to execute. If they execute here, it's a score for sure.
Man over on this right-hand side, squeezing in the corner. Lovely dive, lovely finish. Strong legs from Luke James, the Kirklees College student, crossing in the corner, putting England further ahead. 30-point lead is now up against the Scottish under-18 side.
Yeah, it was on from the moment the play of the ball. Pryor sees, well, we're going to shift the ball. Comes out to that man Horn again, and number 14, all he has to do, Joe Ryder, is put Luke James in at the corner. He does that with aplomb, and a great finish from Luke James. Simple balls out the back, and then Scotland trying their hardest to scramble, but he's just too big and too strong and fast on the fringe there, isn't it? It was just a matter of execution. Pryor retains the kicking duties as well, and see if he can add to this England scoreline.
So his brother was on before. Luke James touching down in this second half. Another kick now from Joe Pryor. Was successful in his last kick. Just as well sneaks that inside. 40 points up for the England Colleges side. Dean Reacher will be pleased with how they've gone, and here it is again. Tap from Pryor.
A quick tap from Pryor. Gets the ball to Dom Horn, and in the end it's an easy play. Well, not easy, it's easy for us stood on the gantry, but it looked that way. All he had to do was, Joe Ryder was pass it on to James, and James does the tough stuff and gets down in the corner and makes sure the ball's put down.
Back underway again in this Student International live here on Premier Sports from 7 o'clock. We'll have commentary of Oldham visiting Rochdale here in Championship 1. The build-up as well before that kick-off on Premier Sport.
They're just lacking a little bit of clean contact here, Scotland, which is the element of scruffiness is attracting the referee's attention, and it's giving England all of the ball in the Scotland half.
Hold for the tap, please, lads.
Looking to find another way through that Scotland line then.
Hold, go. Okay.
There's Coates with a good strong carry at the middle. They've been impressive physically, haven't they, England? Whoever they've brought on, and they've usually threw people around there, and it's a great catch under pressure from Malachi Lloyd-Jones, and another penalty.
So getting a little bit fractious in that Scotland defence. Now Malachi Lloyd-Jones back on for England. As Ryan Lee plucked it out the sky from above his head.
Release 2, line.
Edging ever closer, missing out a couple of runners. They're going to stretch the play again. Here's Pryor, getting with a dummy and a step. Taken on the boot, kicked up. Oh,
that's close. It's tremendous skill with his feet there, wasn't it? Tremendous skill from Liam Marshall. He's flicked it up, he's chipped it up, he's got it down. The pass isn't great to him, so he stops it with his foot, then flicks it up. But did he have hold of the ball when his feet was out? There's the one I'd be asking.
Fancied it, didn't he? The Runshaw College student down that left-hand side. Just couldn't quite chip the ball through to himself. So Scotland now with possession, looking to build away from their own line.
Out.
Well, I can't remember Scotland being in England's half this half. Can you?
Wait, hold, go.
Come on, Ian. You've been watching the same game. Have they been in there, haven't they?
Just trying to think back, Brian.
No. I think it's been all England. You know, Scotland have got a little bit scruffy, obviously. The loss of centre is huge, and they're trying to play their way out of trouble like there. They're giving England free ball on play 2 there. It might be wise. Trying on play 4. Yeah, he did lose it. That's a fair call. That's a good call from the referee. Luke James there was fighting to play the ball quickly and lost control of it, and he's not impressed with that call, isn't Luke James? He thinks it's been reefed here, and he's trying to fight, get to the front of the ball, and he's maybe got an argument, hasn't he? But they need all the breaks they can get at the moment. Scotland can't overemphasise enough how great Scotland are doing in relation to a team that probably don't play regularly week in, week out together, and against a good England team.
Heads in, mate. Right in, stay on in, mate. Time back on, out.
So Scotland back, trying to build some play inside their own half. So the run this time, just a little bit behind. And it's like a 2 knock-on, says the referee. One way, then the other. So head and feed will go to England.
Well, there's a knock-on to England first, wasn't it? It was Joe Pryor that knocked it on first. So who's got the head and feed here, Ian? Because I think Scotland should have the head and feed.
I think he indicated it was England. Is having a discussion.
Heads in, mate. Right in.
It is England with head and feed.
Tough call that on Scotland. Pryor clearly knocked that ball forward for me first.
Men over this time, England on this right-hand side.
Hold
Couldn't get the ball away.
Hold.
Joe
Hold.
Ryder.
Go, you've got to be better in the ruck, Scotland. 2, move. 10, hold it.
Referee pounding Scotland at the ruck to be better. It's easy saying it, Russell. You want to try defending these England players, they're big and strong.
Ryan Lee, one of them, barging his way up towards the front of their sticks. Swarbrick switches it to Pryor. Blue shirts all around there at the moment. Back on goal line defence. Swarbrick fancies it. Has his shirt held away.
Go, 5.
Pryor with the kick along the turf this time. Will they see it safe? Scotland do. It'll be a goal line dropout.
That's a great kick from Pryor. He's got the bend on it and everything. He's got all the skills, this young fella. Mightily impressive. Organising the team. Oi, you big blokes, go where I tell you. Puts a little side swerve kick on, and you have to say that McNiven does a great job there in cleaning the ball up, and otherwise it's another score. That's a fair dart, isn't it?
A long way, that one.
Come on, Scotland, get there.
First contact inside the England half.
10 metres.
Manages to barge his way over that mark, though, does Pete Haynes for England.
Been reasonably impressive, haven't they, Haynes and Dimmick? And they come off the bench and slightly shorter in stature than the other big front rows that England have been using, but no less effective. Oh, here he goes.
Nice little gap there, opens up for Malachi Lloyd-Jones. Another kick as well. James chasing it down. Again, it's seen safe. Scotland have to concede the dropout.
There's Jobson that has to clean that one up, and there's a ball on the foot from Jake Smith, who's been quite impressive himself when he's come in the half-backs, hasn't he? He's linked well with Pryor, change of halves, and he can't do anything else other than that, Jobson, because he's got the other James breathing down his neck. Is it him or his brother?
I think it's him.
Good stuff.
So England back on the attack. The colleges squad selected, this England colleges squads from regional championships, which feature representatives from 6 regions: Northwest, Northeast, Yorkshire, Cumbria, Southwest and Southeast. Plenty of representation as well from up and down the country. You mentioned it before, Brian, but 8 of the players in the initial squad from the Gloucestershire All Golds. There's 2 in there from London and the Southeast and the Broncos.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The more the merrier.
They're leading at the moment, but a little fumble there from Pryor. Frustration as well.
Got
Didn't
something
like
about
that,
him, hasn't he?
Lads, you got to hold the 5.
Doesn't like making. Look at him. He's still beating himself up.
First move. Hold, boys. Wait.
Well, I think Coach Centre will be proud of his charges. They've not given up. They've not taken a backward step. They're still trying to impress England with their prowess and trying to get to the right part of the field. And the first 3 players are cool. They just need to
just up the tempo a little bit, haven't they, Scotland?
Well, they're trying. They're definitely trying.
Murray again in action. He's done a lot of hard work, hasn't he, for Scotland today? Knock on there, shouts the referee. There was Sam Heron. Just took his eye off the ball, didn't he, as he was put to him. One of those he'd have hoped to have kept hold of. Yeah, just took his eye away.
I think he took his eyes off the ball, and he was looking at the next hole he was going to run into and the next person he was going to get belted by, because they have been physical, haven't they, these English players?
Ride in, mate. Ride in. Okay. Out. 1, move. Back 10, come on. Go.
So back in the white shirts of England, the possession. Again, these second rowers are going for it today. Dale Cooper, St. Peter's School. Going down that left-hand side, but a little bit of space opens up now for Ryan Kelsey.
Great dummy from the big fella. A little head nod it is when you get the big bloke doing that. Got to solve this one, Scotland. And they do. Stop the ball. Stop the ball.
Floats it over to the left. It doesn't look like he's got it down either.
No, he's dropped it. Dropped it cold. He's trying to get over the line there. He knew. Who was over the line there was Josh Williams, but all he has to do is can't bring the ball back, can he? He wants to put the ball out, but he can't bring it back, and
Hold. Wait. Hold it. Go, 1. 2.
No way around those white shirts.
Boys, come on.
As we're in the final quarter of this Student International live here on Premier Sports. Yet again, Murray doing more yards down the middle.
Hold, boys. Hold. Go, 3rd. 4. Move.
McNiven scampered from dummy half.
Hold.
Takes a tackle himself this time.
Go, 4.
A little kick over from Jobson. Taken comfortably by James, though.
He could be off here. Could be off to the races. How strong is he? Good leg drive.
Never mind having Ross Young around his waist, he was off. The legs are motoring. What's at a 40 then? The offload back to James, having another go. This time couldn't get outside of the grasp of Louis Centre. Sorry, not Louis Centre, it's Darragh Love. A little bit of space now.
Oh, good tackle.
Good decision from the touch judge, the young Jason Woodman.
The 15-year-old got it right then, didn't he?
Corin McDonough, sorry, on this near side, the touch judge, as the legs were going, weren't they? Again, a little bit of space from Connor Jones, but his legs put in touch.
Well, Joe Ryder was following all the way down there, and
Lads, I've told you
it's certainly been on the inside.
Next time I'm going to have to take it further.
And the referee's getting cross about the scruffiness around the ruck.
Out. 1, move. Back 10, come on. Wait.
Wants to get that defence back as well, the referee. A few tired legs out there, no doubt.
10 metres. Hold. Wait. Go.
Very slightly relieved at that hot sunshine from before has disappeared behind some clouds.
Well, it's still warm, isn't it? Still, you know, it's not cold for sure, but there was actually rain. Gareth Walker.
4, move. Hold the line,
Did you
boys.
get a picture? You got proof?
On television.
Go, tackle 4.
Oh yeah.
They're moving pictures in case you hadn't
5,
gathered.
move. Hold the 10. Wait. Go, 5.
Here are Scotland then. Thought about spreading the play, but the kick goes down that touchline.
It's a great kick.
Just
Not
enough
the best
legs.
of chases after this. They can make the tackle there. That's a great result for Scotland.
Not many options for England at the moment. A couple of players tracking back.
2, move.
Just about all back on side now.
Go, 2.
Strong legs again.
Held. Release it.
Tom Garrett that time
Hold it, mate. Hold.
was driving up towards the 30. Having another go with Malachi Lloyd-Jones, the student from Richmond College.
Done well, hasn't he, Malachi Lloyd-Jones? Great ball from Pryor.
Nice little bit of space as well. Support play on that left-hand side. Fancy taking on the last man himself. He's going to go in for the try. And it is. Touches down to Troy Anderson. Referee awards it. England have had much the better of this second half and stretched their lead. Bit of a
Well, it's Anderson's name in the book, but it's that man Pryor again who releases Williams, is it? Sorry, releases Joe Ryder, I think it is, down the sideline, and Anderson on the inside with the follow-up and the support play, but it's Pryor that picks out the Great run from Liam Marshall, actually, I think it is, on the wing that gets released. And Troy Anderson, again, just has to beat a despairing Darren Love, who's trying to cover everything and defend everybody, and a great finish.
Troy Anderson of Wakefield College. Played at Shawcross as well.
There's Pryor, jumps out, releases Liam Marshall finds Troy Anderson back on the inside, and Pryor, the good half-back, following up his great pass play from the beginning with some great support play as well.
So we got 12 minutes to play, with England with a comfortable lead here at Spotland. After this, we've got a build-up to Rochdale against Oldham in Championship 1. 7 o'clock kickoff, live here on Premier Sports.
Play on, knee, play on. 1, move, 10 metres, hold.
Well, it's easy to wax lyrical about, you know, the England development and the southwest and the southeast, and all. That's brilliant news for the game, and great to see them doing so well in this international. But let's take our hats off to the Scots as well. You know, they're getting people out there, and they have a huge crack here. And I'm a firm believer, unless you play the best, you can't aspire to be the best. You need to know what the competition is there. That's a great kick again from Pryor. Look on a sixpence. Oh,
just check bounce, didn't it, at the end? But did Luke James? Did he knock on? The referee, they're having a look, but there they've awarded the try. An unfortunate little bounce there. Hands on the head from Jack Feeney of Scotland. He knows the mistake he's made, but that man there, Luke James, Kirklees College, the beneficiary of the mistake over in the corner.
Well, he knows he's got a great kick chase team, and he's out of a gun here is Luke James. He's fighting, and unfortunately Feeney can't pick up the spoils, and we've seen a couple of tries right at the start of the second half. We saw one on the other side of the field, and Luke James is the beneficiary here. He scoops the ball up on the fly, and all about the quality of Pryor's kick and the chase. Without that chase, obviously there's no try, so gets to try and add the 2 prior to his great kick that resulted in the score.
Here's Pryor with the extra 2 then. And
Nails it.
His kicking boots on tonight as well, hasn't he?
Well, they were struggling for a formula for the kicking, but he seems to have found it all, doesn't he? Played well, Joe Pryor. Played very well. It's a great kick chase. Feeney flies across to try and cover the play here, and just can't quite gobble it up.
Instinctive finish then for Luke James. And England now with 50 points, up 50 points to 6-day lead, and we have 10 minutes remaining here at Spotland. There's Tom Garrett with the first drive then for England, making good meters, aren't they now? Grinding down that Scotland defence on halfway as James, the man who's just touched down, has a go himself, gets to round 1.
Been a handful, hasn't he?
Taking 3 blue shirts there to get him down. Good luck, he's progressed probably 15 metres from first point of contact on him. In the way, though, there is Fallow tried to get around him. Confidence building in the England side. They're backing themselves, aren't they? But dropped ball and knock on will give Scotland head and feed, but still pressure on them to get the ball away from their own 10-metre line.
Most definitely, and that's been a difficult job for them because they seem to have been having to do it quite a lot this second half, haven't they? They've been very, very physical and very dominant in this second half, England. Scotland has been difficult for them to find some answers, but a loose ball then, a knock-on, gives Scotland the head and feed at the scrum.
Keep working out, lads. Rucks in 10, please. Okay, let's go. Stay on, boys. Wait for the out goal. Right in, both loose forwards. Right in, loose, right in. Okay. Out! Play on! Play on! It's gone past
So
the
we're getting a little bit tired out there at the moment, isn't it?
One! Move! Hold that!
England will be very, very determined to finish the game strongly. They'll when you're in games like this, you can sniff another try. You know they're in the ascendancy. You know, if we get good field position, it might be me that gets over. Show my prowess. Fallow back out on the field there. He's had a decent game, hasn't he? Both the hoggers, great ball.
Good tackle there from Pryor as well. We've seen a few assets of his game.
For me, he's been the best player on the park by a mile. Not a mile, but by a fair way. He's a good player.
A bit of a tip on that kick. Referee says, here we go.
Cleaned up by Ryder, wasn't it?
Get the 10 boys.
Now Malachi Lloyd-Jones over that 20-metre line now. There's a player down in the Scotland line, so the referee is just going to hold up time. It's Gregory Ramsey. A bit of cramp, I think. Knock on. Seen a few of those, haven't we, from England? They're trying things, but just not quite sticking a couple of times today.
Well, that will be if there is a disappointing element for them, it's been that quality of execution sometimes, you know. But you know, he'll go away with a lot of pride. Will coach centre, you know, trying to keep him upbeat and keep going. Lost his half-back. He's, you know, directing half-back early in the game with a hamstring, which never helps. But his charges haven't given up, have they?
Get away, lads.
His side coming out again. Cameron Scott this time wins a penalty for his side. Takes the tap, aims for the space as well. Good strong tackling though. It's Connor Jones driving that blue line back. Oh, another big hit there from Malachi Lloyd-Jones.
He's pretty impressive, hasn't he, Jones?
Happy with that one. Got England the ball back as well.
What's this?
Here it is.
Boom.
So England setting themselves up 20 metres out, and a penalty as well for the home side. And they drive on.
No advantage, knock on. Scotland ball.
Both teams trying to find that element of spark and execution at the end of this game that's clearly won by England. England trying to execute a play that will get them over the line. Scotland trying to get to the other end of the field to press all their fans. They've had a huge dig this afternoon, Scotland, but just not physically good enough and probably not skillful enough. But again, it's a good lesson of where they need to be and how they need to keep applying themselves to improve their game.
The pressure keeps coming though from England. Scotland not having too much luck finding too many gaps in that England line.
Hold, go, 3, 4.
Not giving up though, still coming.
Wait.
Just a few metres short of halfway. Not been in that England half, have they? Too much in this second half. It's going to be strong stuff from Gavin Reid.
He's had a dig since he's been on the field, Gavin Reid. He hasn't given up and looked vigorous and some good kick pressure there.
Can they keep it in? No, it goes straight out. So the action will go back and will be England's ball from just inside their own half.
Well, that's a tough kick to get away from Jobson when you're under so much pressure. You know, they're asking him to put it on a sixpence, but 3 or 4 English players steaming down in your face, so it makes it really difficult.
There's Luke James, the England 17. Got a try to his name this afternoon.
He's played well, he's looked strong when he's carried the ball.
It's Brad Hill. It's Fallow at dummy half, fires it out to the left-hand side. 3 big blue shirts around. The tackle is complete. Holding on there to Liam Marshall.
Time off. Captain.
He's calling a captain across as well. He's not happy.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that things stay nice and above board in the final few moments of this Student International.
It's 4 minutes to go, and he's giving him a warning, is he?
10 metres, lads.
I think both sides will be looking to maybe try and nab a few extra points before this 80 minutes is up as well. England will be looking for a few more, especially.
First, move! Back 10, hold, go, quicker.
Scored 50 unanswered points, haven't they, England, since
They just
Scotland.
had the drops, haven't they? Every time they go anywhere near the Scottish line, they've had a drop. Another one there from Jake Smith, who's been pretty impressive up until then. And so they just keep letting Scotland off the hook, and Scotland keep fighting their way to their own half, can't quite find the right kick, and scruffy around the ruck. So you'd have to say the last 20 minutes hasn't been the most fluent, has it?
Out! Okay, that's okay.
Just getting the ball away, Scotland, man for man though, as they look to come down this left-hand side. And Brian, we've mentioned him a fair few times this afternoon, but your man of the match going to England's number 7, Joe Pryor.
Yeah, and why not? He's organised, he's kicked really, really well. He's got results from his kicks, he's played really well, he's got most results from his pass play, so try assists will be high on his agenda, and I think he's been the best player. Lots of contributory efforts from both Scottish and English players, but he's the guy that's caught the eye, Joe Pryor.
Still to come later on as well. Rochdale against Oldham, a 7 o'clock kickoff here at Spotland in Championship 1. Oldham top of the table, looking to put themselves a few more points clear in the local derby. Rochdale fighting for their position in the playoffs as well. So that Championship 1 action on the way at the conclusion of this game. A 7 o'clock kickoff, but here is James again, driving through. Doesn't go down easily, does he? He's running inside a penalty as well.
And they're clobbering him round the melon as well, so he gets on with it. Just saying the tackle was high, I think, the referee, and let's have a look. Oh, he rides up above his shoulder, does Gregor Ramsey. Come on, Scotland, finish the game strong defensively, and England will be looking for a super play offensively.
Into the final 2 minutes then. Again, using hands, a bit of pace as well. Cutting back inside, will he give it away? Boot on ball, it's down in the corner, is it?
I think he's going to give a score.
Thinks he's got that down there.
Yeah, he's going to give a score to Josh Williams.
Josh Williams gets the ball down. He talked about a few extra points for England.
Well, it's Ryder at fullback that makes the break on the back of a Pryor pass out the back, and he's into open space. It's a set play straight from the tap. And here we see Pryor unleashes Ryder out the back, and he's off to the races. He's got Marshall on his outside and adjudicates that he just kicks that forward, Josh Williams, and puts it on the toe and gets a score, gets the late score.
Took it on the feet, didn't he, initially? Man?
Yeah, no dramas with that one, mate. Right call from the referee. Ryder's the guy that goes screaming down the outside off the back of a Pryor pass out the back, and Josh Williams is the beneficiary.
So 54 points to 6. The extra 2 not added this time by Pryor. So 54 points to 6 as we're in the final 40 seconds of the game. Scotland will get us underway, and we'll see the final action of this Student International. Always good. We mentioned it right at the start of the programme, Brian, for these sides to represent, 1, their nation, 2, to play in such a game, and 3, to have such great entertainment.
Absolutely terrific, and Scotland will have learned a lot from this fixture. They've got another international fixture this year, which is great to build on, and England themselves will be pleased with their day at the office.
They almost watched that one go through the ball line, like we saw in the first half. But England now with what will be the final play, the thought of this 80-minute contest. Another penalty.
Give another penalty.
Get away, lads, get away, come on.
Final few seconds. Just keeping control as the ref. And Pryor kicks the touch. And we are in the final few seconds. A bit of light rain as well here in Scotland.
Last play, lads.
It's the last play of the game. What do? Go for a kick? Go for a huge spread play?
Hold.
I think they'll go for a spread play. I was going for the last player. I don't want to.
They're going for it. And there it is. England win by 54 points to 6 here at Scotland. A victory over the Scotland under-18s. They won the series 2-0 last year. They get a victory to their name this year, and it's their second victory as well in 2 games for this particular season for the England colleges. And a few errors in there, Brian, but not a bad display overall.
No, well-deserved win for England. They're obviously very efficient, very fluent when they handled the ball. Physically, a little bit too strong for Scotland, but Scotland will take a lot away from this game. They've competed at every aspect that they could compete at, but just the clinicalness of England, and you know, they look seamless. Whoever came onto the field, they looked at good shape and a good passing efficiency. Scotland had to fight hard the whole of that second half. I can't remember them having the ball in England's half, so it's probably a reflection on the domination of the English.
So a victory for England. I mentioned 54 points to 6 here at Scotland, and we can hear from the man of the match, Joe Pryor, pitch side with Natalie.
Joe, congratulations. An impressive scoreline. Did you enjoy the game?
Yeah, it was very good. A bit rough in some places. We could not get along, but it was really good.
So very one-sided. Was it the test that you needed, or do you think you needed testing a little bit more?
A bit more next time.
How different is it from what you're doing at Wigan when you get together with these guys?
It's hard, like trying to play with them and then come straight back here, but you get used to doing it.
I suppose you learn every game though when you're with different sets of players.
Yeah, it's a good. I just like playing, just as much as I can.
What's next for you?
Hopefully more.
Thanks, Joe. Well done.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
So that's Joe Pryor, the man of the match here at Scotland for the England colleges side, brought together from players from across the country and many representations as well from not just the heartlands of rugby league, but also from the southwest, from the southeast, from the northeast as well. Of course, going up against a Scottish side as well, the Scotland under-18s with a 54 points to 6 victory. And Brian, where will England look to improve on their performance from today?
Well, it's difficult to be critical because they've won so comfortably, haven't they? But they'll look for a little bit in the execution front. So I think they dropped a lot of balls, particularly in the second half, and I thought, you know, the guidance of Pryor was outstanding. His kicking game was outstanding. So when they do get to a meaningful fixture, somebody that can actually stand up to them physically, I think he would be the difference. There's lots of exciting things happening there. Lots of people that carried the ball really strong and really physically well. And for Scotland, that's one of their challenges, you know, finding a system of playing whereby they can compete against those good physical teams.
Well, let's find out what the coaches made of the performance. First of all, down pitch side with Natalie is England head coach Dean Reacher.
Dean, fairly one-sided, but you'll just be pleased to get the result under your belt, won't you?
Yeah, for sure. I was really pleased with the lads. We only conceded 1 try, so that's something really positive to take from that. And there were some real nice touches, so I was pleased with that.
And after the result with the regional academies as well, things are going well this season?
Yeah, the lads have done really well. You know, we've got a large squad. Each player have played their part, and they're a really good bunch of lads. So we've had a really good time together, and it's just a shame we can't get more fixtures and enjoy that more.
I was just going to say that. I mean, how hard is it when you don't get to play together that often?
Yeah, the lads have got club commitments and they've got college commitments, so we know we're really conscious of that. But when they do come together, they're really committed and they're a great bunch and they've gelled together, and we're real pleased that, you know, they've come together as lads and we've got the result on the back of that.
And what's next for the team then?
Well, we're not too sure. We've got an Australian colleges team travelling, so we're going to try and get a fixture with them, but we'll keep in touch with the boys. The ones going to university, hopefully he'll get a chance to progress, and the ones who are in the first year might get back in the squad for next year.
Dean, congratulations. Let's have a quick word with Mark as well. Mark, we spoke briefly at half-time. What do the guys, I mean, they're learning all the time, aren't they, when they're at this level, but what do they take from this game?
Absolutely, I think they can take a lot away from it. Pretty young side we had out today. There was a lot of new bloods. There's only 3 from last year's squad that played this team. Missing a few boys as well on the way on academy duty as well. So I'm fairly pleased with it. The young boys stood up. They had a go. They've got a lot to learn. They've still got another 2 years of this age group to go. So I think we'll work on it. No issues at all.
And as you say, you've got a couple of test matches still left this year, haven't you?
Yeah, so we'll be putting our full squad out for the first game against England at Wathbrow next month, and then we play Wales the month after up in Scotland. So hopefully we'll come out with some good results from that.
Good to see you, Mark.
Okay, thanks a lot.
It's a tough season, is it, trying to get the fixtures arranged? It's probably a conversation for another day, but a victory for England colleges against Scotland under-18s by 54 points to 6.
Forty20 magazine is your next generation rugby league monthly, packed with high quality articles by the best known names in the game. Taking rugby league seriously, but not too seriously, Forty20 magazine aims high and doesn't miss, and is in stores on the 13th day of every month. You can subscribe by either calling this number or visiting scratchingshedpublishing.com. Forty20, the alternative voice of rugby league. iPhone and iPad edition also available.
Australian Times, the UK's only Aussie community newspaper and website. Pick up your free newspaper every Tuesday around London. Check out all the weekend's NRL scores on australiantimes.co.uk. Australian Times, for, by and about Aussies in the UK.
Break up with lingering food. Keep an extra white bottle pack close by and help maintain your teeth's natural whiteness.
Eat, drink, chew. Extra. The very latest NRL gear available right here in the UK and at half the price of Australia. Full ranges for every team, plus a huge range of playing equipment. The UK's largest NRL store has just got bigger and better with new stock arriving daily. Call now or click on downunderleisure.co.uk. You won't be disappointed.
Back to Spotland here, where in a few moments' time we'll have the build-up for Oldham, the visitors here to Rochdale in Championship 1, as Oldham look to extend their lead at the top of the Championship 1 table. We've just seen the England student side beat the Scotland under-18s by 54 points to 6, but right now, a bit of time to take a look back on what was a classic State of Origin series from this year.
Cameron Smith takes Queensland out to defend the championship that they've held for 7 long years. Genuine superstars of the game, and now the much anticipated New South Wales side. Listen to this now. We hope you enjoy it. This is one of our top shelf sporting events in Australia.